And The Flash issue 780 is written by Jeremy Adams with art by Will Conrad, colors by Jeremy Cox, Matt Erms, and Peter Pentanzis, and letters by Rob Lee. And this issue begins with Johnny Quick appearing outside of and entering the Flash Museum, before cutting to earlier when Linda is racing around trying to find her kids, even calling Jay Garrick for assistance. It's then that Wally, Jay, Irie, and Maxine show up, at which Wally runs Maxine home and back, where they then embrace in a family hug. Meanwhile, at Iron Heights, the warden approaches a cell asking for an inmate's assistance. That inmate is Blacksmith. We then return to the West home as Wally and Linda discuss events, with Linda deciding not to tell Wally about her speed, as she sees he's had enough for the night. Their reunion is, however, short-lived, as Wally receives a message of an attack on the Flash Museum, in which Wally races off. It's at the Flash Museum we learn that Johnny is after the cosmic treadmill, but discovers the one on display is fake. Wally soon enters and punches Quick before Quick vibrates through the floor when Mirror Master slips in. Wally and Quick then get into a scuffle in which Quick kicks Wally and nearly gets the treadmill when Mirror Master punches him away. Wally quickly changes his attention to Mirror Master and the two battle it out. We then get a brief flashback to Johnny emerging from the Speed Force into the presence of Amanda Waller, which gives us more information on the situation they're involved with. Johnny then snaps out of his flashback where he takes advantage of the Flash and Mirror Master's fight and manages to escape with the treadmill. Wally then asks Mirror Master for information on the situation, but Mirror Master simply says there's no time, and Wally is left yawning and saying he needs a nap. And I'll admit, when I first opened this book, I was a little worried, because my usual experience with tie-ins is that when you have a story that they're attempting to tie into a comic that you're reading, it's usually a complete takeover of that comic. Much like those tie-ins with, say, Dark Knight's Metal or Endless Winter, these were events and stories that basically stopped the main story I was reading dead in its tracks in order to service this other story. And in cases like Endless Winter, a story which I wasn't reading, all I was left with was confusion, a little bit of anger, because I will say, I was not about to go out and read the rest of that series. I wasn't interested, that was it. But I will say here, I really like the approach that Jeremy Adams took with tying into the War for Earth storyline, in that this is not a story that stopped dead in its tracks. In fact, it is actually a continuation of the previous storyline with just some intersecting plot elements. And for a change, I wasn't left with the feeling of I need to read the rest of the War for Earth 3 to know what's going on, but rather it's, hey, I already know what's going on in this Flash story, and I could choose to read War for Earth 3 if I'm interested in it due to this comic book, but it's not a necessity. And it's because of the way it's constructed that I had a nice sense of calm while reading the book. But enough about that. How is the story itself? Well, I'll say this. I liked it. It was really cool to be able to see Wally West go up against Johnny Quick in the battle for the cosmic treadmill. We got some more information about Johnny Quick through a flashback, and we found out that he was trapped in the Speed Force. He had actually seen Wally in there, and it's when he came out in the presence of Waller, and she kind of like laid out, not all of her plan, but just basically saying, yeah, you're spouting that the world's coming to an end and I want you to help me stop it. Which kind of makes his signing with Amanda Waller more believable. But hands down, the best thing about this book, that's basically been the best thing about this run so far, well, after that first initial story arc, is the West family dynamic. Because there's a lot of things that I enjoy about the West family, especially right here in this book when, you have Linda who's kind of mad at her kids a little bit, but then they sort of, try to overwhelm her with all this information and stuff, and they're hugging her, and then Wally comes home, and it's just a nice family moment. I enjoyed things like the kids hugging their mom and bombarding her with all of their experience in hopes to maybe garner a little bit of sympathy for everything that they had just been through, and maybe also an attempt to sort of, downgrade their punishment a little bit, if there is indeed going to be punishment, because still, yeah, at the end of the day, Irie snuck out with Maxine, and then Jay followed, which kind of like, helped kickstart their involvement in the whole stuff going on in Gem World. And seeing other really nice things like Linda taking Wally's feelings into account right when she's about to tell him that, hey, I got some super speed, but Wally's just sort of like, oh my gosh, it's been a really crazy last few days or so, and I don't think I could take any more surprises. Which also tells me that most likely the reveal of her to the family with the super speed will come in a moment where, they really need her to use it. Oh yeah, and just seeing that family hug, it's a really wholesome and loving moment. Which the only thing I can say to that is, don't you this up, DC. Y'all already destroyed the Kent family. You can't have the West family too. Also, another thing that I think this book does really well is make use of its time where, yes, even though this is a tie-in issue to the War for Earth 3, we are also at Iron Heights Penitentiary with Warden Wolf and getting set up for the next story ahead as we reveal the character Blacksmith. What exactly the Warden's plan is, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but I do look forward to seeing what he and this character are going to do. Now, when it comes to Mirror Master, I always really like the involvement of the rogues in Wally's story because one of the best dichotomies going on between, say, Wally West and the rogues is that the rogues have always been more of Barry's villains. The rogues usually make these little quips regarding Wally's position as the Flash, to which they generally show that they don't really have much respect for him in the mantle and can almost always tell when it's Wally versus Barry. Specifically here, Mirror Master makes the comment that right after Flash punched him, he knew immediately that it wasn't Barry because Wally kind of pulled his punch a little bit, whereas Barry would have just caved the side of his face in. And I kind of like stuff like that because it does show the difference between how Barry and Wally tend to deal with the rogues. And it also shows us how Mirror Master adjusted his plan and fighting tactics based on that factor. However, the story is not entirely perfect, as one criticism that I can give the story is that after Johnny Quick makes off with the Cosmic Treadmill, Wally from that point on just seems completely disinterested in the fact that the Cosmic Treadmill was just stolen. A piece of tech that when combined with a speedster can have disastrous consequences. I mean, Wally does ask Mirror Master a little bit about what's going on, but then Mirror Master just kind of bails on him, and all Wally does is yawn and is all, okay, I just need a nap now. I'm sorry, Wally, could you maybe have a little more sense of urgency about what just happened? I get that the whole thing on Gem World left you a little bit tired, you want to go get some rest, but you don't know what a member of the crime syndicate is going to do with the Cosmic Treadmill. And I personally believe that, the Wally that I know that I read growing up would actually want to follow Johnny Quick to Earth 3 or whatever it is he's going in order to recover the Cosmic Treadmill. Because I can only imagine at one point Barry comes back to Earth, goes down to his Flash laboratory and goes, Wally, where's the Cosmic Treadmill? And Wally just nonchalantly says, oh yeah, Johnny Quick took it, some time ago, and yeah, that's pretty much it. No, Wally, no, you go get the Cosmic Treadmill. Go get it. I actually kind of feel like I might want to read the follow-up issue of the War for Earth 3 just to see if Wally does go get the Cosmic Treadmill. When it comes to the art, I think the art is, once again, really well done here. I like how some of the panels specifically play with size to, emphasize what's going on in that panel. Like the one where Linda is with her kids, and the way that the camera kind of just angles down and just makes Linda look like she's towering over her kids. Because I really get that whole mom angry thing going on with that frame where it's just like, yeah, you made me worry so much, but now that you're here, oh, there's gonna be lectures, there's gonna be punishment. Like I said, just aims to make her feel tall and her kids extra small. And yeah, again, good action sequences, good color. It's an overall good looking book. It is, for the most part, well written, well colored, well drawn, and well paced. And with that, I'm going to give The Flash issue 780 a 7.5 out of 10. So The Flash, issue number 780. What did you think about this book if you've read it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. please leave comments in the comment section below. And if you like this video, I'd love it if you'd smash that like button, share it with some friends, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and ring that notification bell for more comic book content. And if you're wondering what to watch next, consider one of these 2 videos. Alright, take care, have a great day, and as always, stay geeky.